G'day, what's your name?
Jack. My name's Harper. Alex.
Alex, nice to meet you.
Gus. Xavier.
Who's your favourite player at Hawthorn?
Ruffy.
Ruffy?
Yeah.
Why do you like Ruffy?
Because he's young and he's very good. Joe Danaher.
Joe Danaher. And why do you like Joe Danaher?
Because his footy card's really cool.
Who's your favourite player, Melbourne?
Jack Watts.
Jack Watts. Why is he your favourite player? Tom Hawkins, beautiful. And why do you like Tom?
Because he kicks goals. Jack Watts.
Jack Watts, very popular today. And why do you like Jack Watts?
He's always on the ball and he takes good marks. I like the way that he kicks the ball and follows through.
Follows through. Very nice.
I guess role models are a pretty important part of who you become in society and for what you want to do playing as a footballer, because that's who you look up to. I guess the influence that it had on me is, like, I didn't have any brothers or cousins, or my old man didn't play footy or anything, so I just sort of looked at some of the best players in the game and sort of tried to learn off them as I could.
Yeah, it's certainly really important. Obviously your family, first and foremost, sort of shape the person that you grow up to be, I guess, and your friends to a lesser extent are important. But yeah, certainly growing up I had a strong relationship with my immediate family. Dad very influential in sort of those behaviours that you witness, and obviously Mum probably influenced me in that sort of compassion side of things and sort of that awareness of others and behaviours like that you probably hold dear to you for the rest of your life. And grandparents as well, important. And yeah, obviously I have an older brother and a younger brother as well, so we were really close growing up and still are. So still to this day you feel like you always you don't want to let them down ever by disappointing them and stepping outside of values and behaviours that are important to you. And I guess to a lesser extent, being on the sporting field as well, you're really important to display behaviours that the team values, you value as an individual, and it's probably going to aid performance in the long run. So yeah, certainly growing up where things that do influence you a lot more, it's important to surround yourself with important role models, and naturally I was lucky to have some great role models in Dad, Granddad, Mum, older brother. So yeah, certainly influential and important.
Tyson took his time. He has to kick the goal. He knew it. He's done it. Demons alive.
I'm the youngest of 5 boys as well, so I suppose I had 4 pretty close role models growing up. I was pretty close with my second oldest brother and probably followed him a fair bit. Used to share the same room as him and that. So I suppose they've shaped me a lot of the how I am now. And then in terms of being a mad AFL fan as well, I just support the Bombers. I used to love like James Hird, Matthew Lloyd, all those guys from around the 2000 Premiership team. So having a good role model is obviously important, because you seem to send a lot of your focus to them, and whether they be doing the right or wrong thing, you seem to follow your role models.
No, it's very important. People probably think I'm a footballer that it's all about sporting role models, but you go through so many different avenues and paths through your lifetime, and having people guide you through those situations is so important. Whether it's we've got parents and that, but whether it's sporting coaches from sporting perspectives, or it can be teachers for whatever reason. But it's so important being able to draw and ask questions on people that have been in those situations before, so they can help you or help lead you down the path.
Yeah, I think for me, being a strong role model is quite important, especially the privileged position I am in now, when I know we have so many fans and so many kids that do look up to us. Like, everything that you do is watched under a bit more of a microscope than if you're anyone else who wasn't in my position. So I think you get a grip of it once you you do an open training session. You have so many kids looking up to you, and when you do go over and sign their Guernsey, and you just see the brightness in their face, and you realise that it has such an effect on them. So you always want to rub off the right way. You always want to show that you've got a good personality, and you don't want to do something that you think they might copy in the future that you're not proud of.
I always like to say that you've got two kids that are in year 12. One gets drafted and the other one goes to university, and the uni kid is, he's still 18 or 19, whereas this kid that's just been drafted is now supposed to be a role model. So, in the AFL system, it's important that you learn and understand that from an early age, because you do have to fast track yourself in leading by example, and it's really important, especially in Australia, that AFL is, it's such a big sport, especially in Melbourne. Everyone talks about it. Every kid follows what you do, and the more society progresses now, when we have all these things and social media, and you're really opening yourself up to fans getting a taste of what you're about, and it's great for media and members and all these things. But at the same time, you can be judged on every area of your life now, so it's really important that you are setting a strong example for others out there at all times.
Well, even when Matt Goodyear first got drafted, he come and stayed at my place for the first 3 weeks. So I suppose for when you first get to the club and you don't know no one or anything like that, can be a little bit daunting. So I suppose I took him under my wing.
Obviously, growing up through the ranks, I was appointed captain of certain teams. Obviously, Oakley Chargers in under-18s was a role that I enjoyed being captain of, and Trinity Grammar, I was captain of the footy side there. So, certainly being in positions of leadership forces you to become a role model, and probably just makes you aware of every little behaviour that you didn't think might have been necessarily scrutinised, but just watched. Or you just got to really knuckle down on the finer details. I'm not necessarily someone that rants and raves a bit, just really probably work on the relationship side of things and conversations. So that was probably my avenue, just to making sure everyone was on side and striving towards the same goal.
I'm quite competitive, or very competitive, and I hate being beaten as a defender. The training, they joke about, we don't like defenders punching forwards' hands at training because they're going to hurt their fingers before the game. But I just don't like losing contests, and that ebbs over to the way I play, and it just comes natural to me playing that way. But I also realise that that inspires my teammates, and if that's the way that I can help inspire my teammates, then it's actually pretty easy, because it's like my one would. It's what I know.
Top of Polkinghorn. That was the initial free kick. Polkinghorn, and then Gibson in mid-air. Oh, that's nasty.
The best way to act as a role model, I guess act as if everyone's always watching you.
People often ask you for photos and those kinds of things. It's, when you look at it, it's only a little part, and then it's, as I mentioned about the good things, it only takes one little bad thing to sort of take it all. So if the one person that you maybe do knock back a photo, then that's how it all starts, and the rumours or the article might be written about you in the paper. So just trying to be as polite as you can, and at times it does get frustrating, but as I've mentioned as well, it's the job we're in, and it comes with it.